Since technology is a large part of our lives, it greatly impacts our mental, physical, and emotional health. As it is reported that young people check their phones 100 to 200 times a day, there are a wide range of problems associated with technology dependency, some of which are a spike in anxiety and depression, decreased cognitive abilities, strain on social interactions, and an unprecedented level of dependency by young people on technology. My name is Julia Kuzmenko, and I am a student at Quinnipiac University. I've become extremely concerned about the technology dependency among people my age and young kids. Today we'll be talking to students about their opinions on this matter and what they think about this issue. Since we rely on technology for almost everything, people feel anxious when their phones are dead, lost, or out of reach. This phenomenon is called nomophobia, or the fear of being away from your phone. As a result, technology dependency has caused a spike in anxiety and depression. Other psychological side effects include low self-esteem, social phobia, social anxiety disorder, or panic disorder. As stated by the Hazelton Betty Ford Foundation, researchers have found that evidence that people who overuse technology may develop similar brain chemistry to those who are addicted to substances. Would you consider yourself addicted to technology?
No, I don't think I'd necessarily be addicted to technology. I mean, I'm on my phone a few hours a day, but I would say definitely less than some of my friends are.
I mean, I'd have to check my screen time, but I'm probably on my phone probably like an hour to 2 hours a day.
Not only do phones harm our health, they decrease our brain's ability to function normally. According to cognitive psychologist Adrian Ward, using a smartphone or hearing one vibrate will make it harder to concentrate or complete a difficult task. He and his colleagues wrote that the integration of smartphones into everyday life diminishes vital mental skills such as learning, logical reasoning, abstract thought, problem solving, and creativity. A 2015 study from the Journal of Experimental Psychology supports this, saying that when our phones are near us, our work gets sloppier. Another study from 2015 found that people's blood pressure spikes, pulse quickens, and problem-solving skills decline when they hear a phone notification but can't answer it. Also, the more we rely on phones to recall information, the worse our memory gets. A team of researchers led by psychologist Betsy Sparrow found that having information readily available on Google decreases our memory's capacity to store information. How would you say technology negatively impacts your life?
I would say it negatively impacts my life by causing me to procrastinate a lot. I've spent a lot of time watching Netflix rather than sitting down and doing my work the way I'm supposed to.
I would say that one thing would be just procrastinating and stuff. I'm very distracted by my phone sometimes when I'm doing my work.
Other side effects of technology use are that they cause us to be detached in social situations. And this is harming our attention spans by changing the ways our brains are actually wired. In a study conducted at the University of Essex, people having in-person conversations are less likely to feel empathy or understanding towards the person they are actually talking to. Nicholas Carr writes for the Wall Street Journal that smartphones serve as constant reminders of the friends we could be chatting with and cause our in-person conversations to be shallower and less satisfying. What is your screen time and how do you feel that impacts your health?
Yes, so my screen time's at 5 hours and 51 minutes, up 16% from last week. That's not good. But that also does not include my computer screen time, and I spend probably most of my day on my computer.
My daily screen time right now is 9 hours, and I definitely don't think that's good. I think I could be doing much more productive things.
While we've relied on technology for over 200 years, modern technology controls our daily lives. According to a study conducted by Penn State, 77% of people feel that they rely too heavily on technology. An example of this is seen by students' performance in school. In a study conducted by researchers at the University of California, San Diego, students whose phones were nearby during an exam had the worst test scores, while those who left their phones in a different room scored the best. Knowing that it is statistically proven that having your phone in the room while you're taking a test worsens your scores, would you still take your phone?
No, I don't think I would bring my phone with me to the exam if it were to worsen my test scores.
I don't think I would. Just if it's going to make my test scores worse, I wouldn't bring it.
While technology negatively impacts everyone, it poses an even greater threat to young children since their brains are still developing. Psychiatrist Leonard Sachs says that students having trouble concentrating at school don't sleep at night because they spend time on their phones. When one child was asked how they felt when their phone was taken away, they said they felt empty. Basically, giving children constant access to the internet and technology influences their psychological development and how they interact with the world around them. What do you think about kids today who do not know a world without tablets, phones, computers?
I don't think anything too much about it. I mean, not that I grew up with it, but I kind of grew up watching TV and all of these shows. And then when I was in middle school, everybody goes through that YouTube, Netflix, whatever phase.
I feel kind of bad for them, especially because when I was younger, I played outside a lot as a kid.
I definitely think that as I got older, though, I did stay inside and go on my devices a lot.
Although more research will need to be conducted to study the impact of technology on young people's brains, we are already seeing the negative impacts of excessive technology use in people in today's society. Society's dependency on technology and its consequences should be discussed, especially for the emerging younger generations. Thank you.